Those of you that have subscribed our private collection will receive this month Qi Lan, an exclusive Wuyi Rock Tea that today we are going to share with all of you. Hi guys, this is Gabriele from Nannuoshan and today I'm here with Caroline.
Hi!
As you know, here at Nannuoshan we really enjoy sharing tea with you. And today there is a specific tea that we want to share. It is this Qi Lan. It is a tea of our private collection. What does that mean? It means that those of you that actually were fast enough to subscribe our private collection subscription will receive this tea today or in the next few days at home. And basically this is an idea that Mathias and I got just a few months back when we decided to share with you the teas of our private collections that are not available on our website, but that we have sourced anyway during our tea journeys in China. And this particular tea is actually of Mathias' private collection. I haven't tasted it, so we'll taste it here for the first time, except for that particular moment last year when we sourced it. But you will understand soon why I don't remember this tea actually. And you were there as well, but you might not remember as well this tea. So, a few information about the tea first of all. It's called Qi Lan, which means rare orchid. And rare orchid is also the name of the cultivar because it is a particular floral cultivar. It was harvested in spring 2018 and it comes from a cliff in Wuyishan that is called Xian Ran Yan. And this means, Xian Ran means fairy, so it means fairy cliff, which is a cliff at an average altitude between 200 and 300 meters above sea level. So let me show you a little bit the leaves here. So as you see, it is a typical rock tea with that very dark color and not too dark. So my guess is that actually this tea was not roasted too much. We will find this out, also compare with other teas that we have got. We drink quite a lot of rock teas actually. Alright, so Caroline, would you like maybe to pour it here and
yes.
Make how much should we use? This is about okay, this is about 7.5 grams. You guys will receive 8 grams and a bit too much. We put not too much and this will be less than 4 grams, but okay, that's fine. But what we will do, we will not fill completely the gallon so that every time we have just enough for our 2 small cups. And this way we have another session here, right? I warm up the water and then we get started. So this tea actually we found it last year when we were during our tea tour with you customers of us. We were traveling through China and showing you how tea is produced, and one of the stops was actually Wuyishan. And there we came in contact with 2 farmers, and this farmer is Master Tu. Master Tu is a young tea master, is between my age and your age actually, closer to my age though. And he's very dedicated to Yancha. He loves Yancha. He have done years ago. He started in a local factory just to learn the processing, and then he became independent, and now he's processing in his small factory Yancha. And what is nice about it is that Mr. Tu, well, you can tell. Where did we drink? You remember?
So we drank at his home, I think. Yeah, it's his home. It's really a beautiful house. I think he probably designed himself. So with a lot of character, a lot of wooden beams, and yeah, so actually the atmosphere of the place is also very nice, and yeah, makes it very peaceful experience drinking tea there.
And in fact, you know, actually is not the place where he lives.
Ah.
He lives in another place. This is a private tea house.
Ah,
so if you remember,
yeah.
There is no kitchen.
Yeah, okay,
Right?
yeah.
So there are 3 different rooms, each decorated in I mean, it's Chinese motif, but in a different way. And it is his private tea room that, you are right, Mr. Tu and his wife, decorated and planned all themselves. Also the interior design was done by themselves. Look at the color. Caroline, what can you say?
Amber, yeah. Or light amber. Yeah.
So it's not too dark, right?
Not too dark, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Let's see. And here you can go ahead and let us know how it smells. Can you say?
So it's floral and fruity, I would say.
Oh.
Or like sort of, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sweet.
Like also a bit of tropical fruit, maybe
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
this. Yeah. So it's more on the orangey tropical fruit side than on the lemony
When you
super
say
floral side.
the tropical fruit and I was smelling it, I thought that maracuya.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, not too much. I think I put in here 60, maybe 80 milliliters, not very much. And let's see. I really like this guy one. In the last few days I've been steeping continuously in this guy one. And what about the value of the tea actually? So it's not the reason why we didn't buy it, because it's not a super expensive one. Well, it's not cheap, but I calculated how much it would cost if we sell it at Nannuoshan, and it would be for 20 grams 16 euros, which make it in Nannuoshan shop a fairly expensive tea, but still kind of affordable. The fact is that in the past year, I also already sourced some yancha, actually not 2018, in 2017. And since they are relatively fresh at that time, we have kept them stored and we are going to release those yancha, we have 5 or 6, in the next few months. So last year for me, it was not a year where I should have found yancha actually. And look at the color, it's still fairly yellow actually, not so much red in it, you see? And let's see how it tastes. So we had really, I'll give you a little bit more, a nice evening with Mr. Tu, and not only with Mr. Tu, also a lady was there, do you remember?
I think she's a customer of his, I think.
Yeah, she runs in some other cities a tea shop and was visiting Master Tu for sourcing tea as well. And since we were a lot of us, 17 people, we were divided into 2 tables and then we swapped so that everyone could also sit together with Mr. Tu.
So it smells very spicy when you smell from the bay. I don't know if it's...
But this, to me, still is a very delicate rock tea. Like if you compare it with any other, I mean, this strong taste is very smooth, it's very soft.
Very soft and oily for the fact that it's a rock tea that, yeah, could be a lot more aggressive and strong, yeah. This is quite more subtle.
And I see in the leaves that they are not very dark indeed. I haven't asked at which temperature and how long this was roasted. But I will leave it now a little bit longer actually.
And I think it's a tea who's going to leave a good huigang, so yeah, I have a good aftertaste for a very long time.
So last year we probably, in one evening, I think we tried something like 10 different yancha. It was a very long tasting, and also some black tea. Mathias and I ended up also buying a super expensive black tea, the most expensive black tea I ever bought. It's also part of the private collection, so I won't reveal much more, will be for the next month. But every one of us also ordered some yancha that then Mr. Tu packed basically overnight, because he packs everything fresh. And then the next day every customer, we went back to Mr. Tu and collected the tea. And I didn't buy any yancha from him, did you? Did you buy something? You might have something from him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have. Was the rogueway from him?
Yeah,
I guess
yes.
it was. Then I
Yeah, the
also
rogueway.
got this Da Hong Pao from him, and Zhengshan Xiaozhong, so
Black
kind
tea.
of a Lapsang Souchong style. And I can't even remember the rest. Yeah.
And you see, it is still very light, so it confirms that Qi Lan usually it's really steeped light. You know, if you are keen to Yancha, that when you steep Yancha like for as long as I did now, usually the color of the brew is rather red.
So now you can really taste the more floral notes. So the dry leaves had a lot of more of this tropical fruit smell, but actually the taste is far more floral.
What about the minerality?
It's mineral, yeah, but it's not the strongest ever, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the floral side, yeah. And last year, Mr. Tu also brought us to the protected area, and we did a tour, and it was the start of the harvest actually, so we could see some pickers, you remember, with these huge bags coming down the mountains.
So they carry them on these bamboos, and yeah, like with two bags, right? Or one?
Yes,
I can't
two.
remember, two
Yeah.
bags
It's
and-
like I would say when they're filled with leaves. I tried to pull one up, and it was really heavy. I would say at least 35-40 kilograms in total, and you have it only on one shoulder. This morning we had another rock tea that was quite heavily roasted actually, and was a completely different tea. So they are, of course it was also different cultivar, but nonetheless made in the same region, processed more or less in the same way, and still so different. And I don't know you, I start feeling a lot of heat. It's I start wetting actually. Do you want to do it strong or light?
Strong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I leave it a bit longer. We also didn't put a lot of leaves.
I think the floral notes are going down already, like. But I don't know if it's because of the steeping, like.
It wasn't too short.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, it's, for me, it's also a surprise. You know, it's Mathias' private collection, is not mine. So thank you, Mathias, for sharing with everybody. He shared also with me this 7.5 grams, just for doing these videos actually. So when I was in Berlin in February this year, I took with me back to the US a little bit of each tea that we plan to send out with the private collection, so that every month I can present this for you at the beginning of the month. And this one was sourced, basically found together with Caroline, so I thought it's a good match to try it together.
So this one still has a nice aftertaste. So I still have the aftertaste in the mouth.
And I would say even it is a tea that needs time. Like it's not the kind of tea like a typical floral Danzong or Tie Guanyin, if you want, that it's not the type of florality that is really punching on you, rushing towards you. It's more subtle and is more on in the back of the throat. It's not very in the front of your mouth. Yeah, it doesn't turn dark. Although it was roasted 1.5 years ago, because then you roast until the fall 2018. I will let him a little bit cool down. It's very, very light.
Yeah, it doesn't really get bitter or anything.
Oh no,
right?
no, no. I even didn't think of that.
Yeah.
It remains. If I really have to search a word, I wouldn't even say floral. I would say smooth. It has these soft, or even maybe soft. Soft is the right word, actually.
But I think this is like maybe typical of Mr. Tu. He likes all these very subtle notes, so it's not like tends to be not the heavily roasted types or something. He's usually looking for. There's always this kind of nice high notes in the tea.
And he has a very clean processing. You might remember this morning. When we did the other rock tea, we had quite a lot of leaves in the filter, and here, except for a big piece that just came out here, is almost a whole leaf of the guy one, is actually not really much. So I'm pretty sure that he basically cleans the leaves before packing, just to remove all the small particle, which is a lot of work because I mean, then you have to do it by hand. And I like the color actually. It's really nice yellow. I would never, if I see this color, I would never bet it is a rock tea.
It's also this gongdane that is a bit
misleading
because it's hollow, so the color looks a lot lighter than it probably would be in another.
Ah, you mean because you have also light a little bit from the inside? Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that the glass reflects a bit. Could also be. It's interesting. I smell roasting, but I don't.
Only from this, but
I smell
a bit
it.
of tropical fruit now. Yeah, because the first one was just spice, and then now it's like tropical fruit.
So we told you everything. We told you spicy, it's fruity, it's floral. It's
everything.
Probably it's just complex. Yeah, it's soft and light in your mouth. I would say it's a nice summer tea. Despite it make me sweat. I mean, I don't understand really why, because it might have a lot of energy. I don't know. It's not super hot today. Let's see. I tried. I sent some messages to Mr. Tu in these days because I was going to do the videos. I wanted to collect some information. You know, I wanted to be sure about the harvest because Mathias just bought it because he liked it, but he didn't collect any information. Also the place of origin and so. And it was even hard because when we communicate, he doesn't speak a lot of English. I write in English on WeChat, and then there is an automatic translation. And I was trying to let him understand that I want to do a video for my customer, and he understood that I asked him to do a video. He said, "Oh no, I don't have the equipment," and so no, I didn't mean that because I didn't want to mention YouTube. Because you know YouTube is actually forbidden in China, so since those chats are under control, I don't want to mention too often things that are not allowed, because I know quite a few friends whose WeChat accounts was just cut off. And on WeChat I have hundreds of contacts of all our farmers. I cannot really lose it, so I take a lot of attention about what I'm saying. And one day or another, I also have to tell you how actually I met Mr. Tu, which is, it's really a story. Do you know it? No?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I can share that with you now. If you don't know, it would be also interesting for you. So I was in Shanghai and I met a lady that was an accountant, was working in accounting, and she was saying to me, my cousin does rock tea. Then if you meet someone in Shanghai that tells you the cousin does rock tea, I don't know, it could be, but she couldn't really speak very well English, so the level of understanding was very limited. Anyway, she put me in contact with the cousin because I had anyway to go to Wuyishan. So I say, okay, no problem, I will fly to Wuyishan and then I will visit him, but I didn't really knew at the time if I want to meet him because I had already my contacts that I had to meet. Anyway, she took vacation, she couldn't afford a flight to Wuyishan, so the evening I flew in Wuyishan and she took a night train. It's totally crazy. She took a night train from Shanghai to Wuyishan, so she stayed in just, even not on a sleeping, just a sitting place. She arrived in the morning, she took a shower and she introduced me to her cousin. That's totally crazy. And luckily she did, because it is one of the best producer that I know in Wuyishan actually. Yeah. And no, we don't have any tea from Mr. Tu at the moment on our shop, but every time I go to Wuyishan, I keep on visiting him. There were in the past, he was actually the first Wuyishan supplier, for Yancha supplier for us, and there will be in the future maybe. It got a little bit of strength now with the longer steep. This is Qi Lan. We will probably do one more power steep, but we won't keep you there for all the time. I hope you have enjoyed and we were able a little bit to render this taste. Just I think 7 of you will receive this tea at home. More than 7 subscribe to the private collection, but only for some teas we have more. So for this one, only 7 people will receive it. And for all the others, maybe next time you have to react a little bit faster and subscribe our private collection. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to give us the thumbs up and go ahead, subscribe our channel if you haven't done it yet, and more videos like these and other tea topic will come your way very soon. Thank you very much and we will see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.